this lesson, we'll convert our final animation into an animated GIF. Let's begin. We rendered our final animation as a video file, but we can make it even more universal by converting it into an animated GIF. Animated GIFs are a really useful file format for platforms that don't let you upload video files directly. Platforms such as Skillshare won't allow you to upload a video file directly to your class project yet. However, you can upload animated GIFs with no issue at all. So to begin this process, we need to go to this free converter website. For this class, we'll be using easygif.com/maker to make our GIFs. It's a really simple and free way to convert our video file into an animated GIF. Now that we're on the site, we need to upload our file first. We can do this by choosing Choose Files found here. Then navigate to wherever you saved your final animation in the last lesson. Now we can select it from the list, and then choose Open down here. After you've chosen your file, go down here to where it says Upload Files, and click this blue button. This process might take a minute or two to complete, so I'll see you in just a moment when my video is uploaded. After your video file is successfully uploaded to the website, you should now see it here. And if we scroll down, we'll see all the settings that we have to adjust. The settings that you use will depend on where you plan on uploading your GIF. If you don't have a size restriction to the platform that you're planning on uploading it to, you can feel free to use higher settings. My goal is to make this animated GIF less than 8 megabytes, as that's what Skillshare requires. So the settings I'll be showing you here will keep it under 8 megabytes. However, if you have a platform that you're uploading to that doesn't have such tight restrictions, feel free to increase the settings slightly to make a slightly higher quality GIF. So we're going to start out by going over here to where it says size. We're going to click on this drop down, and then we'll choose 400 by auto. That means that our GIF will end up being 400 pixels wide, and then whatever it needs to be in terms of vertical to keep the same aspect ratio. Next, we're going to switch our frame rate from 10 to 12 instead. Higher frame rates will mean a smoother GIF, but it also means that the file will be larger. Due to the movement in our animation being really subtle, we won't really notice a 12 FPS, so that'll be perfectly fine for our purposes. We won't be adjusting the method or checking on this box here, so we can leave these as they are. Now we can just go down here and click Convert to GIF. And then you should see this little tiny dancing cat here as a loading bar, and then relatively quickly it's popped up my animated GIF. So now you'll notice below here that this is actually an animated GIF. We can see the image just subtly moving back and forth, and it's looping perfectly on itself. One of the most important things that we need to look for here though is this file size. And we can see here that this is just over 9 megabytes, which is too big for the purposes of Skillshare, so we do need to make this a bit smaller. Luckily, this website makes it really easy to optimize the GIF and make it a good bit smaller without sacrificing too much of the quality. To optimize the GIF, we can go down here and just click on this blue hyperlink, or you can choose this icon here that's a little broom with a cog behind it. So I'll just click on this. Now if we scroll down, we can see here that we have a few different settings we can change for the optimization. I don't often change this drop-down method here, as the lossy GIF usually works fine. The main setting that you'll be adjusting is this compression level. Ideally, you want this number to be as low as possible while still getting your GIF to the desired size. So we're going to start with a really low number. I'm just going to change this down to 5 and then hit enter, and it'll immediately start optimizing the GIF. Now that it's done optimizing, we can scroll down and we can see that the look of the GIF really hasn't changed a whole lot. There's a little bit more compression, but we'll notice that the size is now below 7 megabytes, which is perfect for us. So we've lost almost nothing in terms of its look, but we have made the file size smaller so that's more universal for different platforms. Once you're happy with the look and the size of your GIF, all we need to do is right click on this image and then choose Save Image As. Now navigate to the location that you'd like to save your GIF. I'd recommend you save it with the Blender file as well as the video file that we saved in the last lesson, just so everything's together. And then down here, we can change the name. And just to make it really obvious that this is the GIF file, I'm going to name it GIF_sci-fi manga_animation. And then if you'd like, you can also add a version number at the end of this with an underscore and then a 01. That way you know which video file this is a GIF of. So in this case, this corresponds to the video file named 01. And then when you're done, just hit save. And we're done. You can now upload this animated GIF as though it were a regular image file in many different platforms. In the next lesson, we'll discuss the class project and learn some useful tips to customize your render. I'll see you there.